Welcome to Moonboard Beginners, where we analyze and break down the most repeated Moonboard benchmarks. Today we're having a look at Redline V3. This was my first ever Moonboard problem back in 2019. It's more of a dynamic problem than the last one we looked at, which some might find easier, but others might struggle with this aspect. Let's take it back and watch me climb the problem through first. I drop knee for the first hold, then spring out right using the left flag. I get the left foot on and carry that momentum through to the next move. I then step through and flag, ready for the cross, switching to get a high foot to gain the last hold. So that was a lot of information. Let's break this down. This first move is pretty typical of a V3 Moonboard start. So for the first move, I keep my left foot directly under the right hand and drop knee. I also flag out right as I stabilize my body when I go up for the hold. To set up for the next move, I then step through with the right foot above the left. You'll note I used the bottom rung initially for my left to avoid having to switch feet on the slopey yellow footholds. To generate some momentum, I drive through my left foot to get my hips to start swinging. I then tuck my arms in and extend my legs to drive up to the hold. You'll likely cut on this move unless you're really tall or really trained in maintaining tension. A little tip for generating some more momentum with this move is to make sure you're pulling yourself into the wall with the right hand. The way the hold is shaped allows you to really tuck yourself in quite easily. Another tip for when you cut loose is to bring a foot forward like this. Not only does it get your feet on the wall quicker, it also stops the swing from being too dramatic. I find sometimes it's the difference between sending or flying off the wall. So the next move here is essentially a lesser version of the last move, except flipped with a slightly worse hold on the left hand. The same principles apply though. Generate momentum using the flag, tuck your arms and body into the wall, and spring. You mightn't have to cut on this move, as it's a bit closer than the last one. Just like the last move, it will be helpful to generate power with the leading hand. By pulling and tucking in and moving at the apex of the swing, you'll move to the next hold easily. If you saw the last video, we looked at the big cross in on the action. This move is fairly similar, but this time we carry the momentum, use it to our advantage instead of going statically. Of course, you can go statically, but it uses a lot more strength than to do so. So instead we continue to cross and twist to make the move easier, utilizing momentum. The last move in this problem is fairly trivial. I always do a high foot, but it's honestly very unnecessary and looks kind of cool, that's about it. You can just flag and reach for it with the lower foot instead. So finally, let's review the problem again after breaking it down. I start off with a subtle drop knee and flag to reach the first hold. I then switch feet, which, keep in mind, is not the best way to do it, as I mentioned earlier, and set up for the flag to jump. I then push off the flagging foot as I tuck in and get my left foot on and carry the momentum through to the next hold, whilst flagging out right to stabilize myself a little bit. I step through, flag and drop knee, then cross and twist. Drop the flag to switch feet, then chuck in a high foot to then grab the last hold. If you have an idea for which problem I should break down next, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you.